In alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. We're continuing with our topic, keys to living Islam. And today I want to speak about something that I get about, I'd say, 4 emails a month, at least 4 emails a month about this. Dear Sister Layla, I think somebody did magic on me. How can I protect myself from the evil eye? You know, as human beings, remember we talked about how the human soul, wait a minute, the soul is criminal by nature. It's attracted to those things that are bad for it. Allah says this in the Quran. The soul is criminal by nature. And that one of the things about the soul is very superstitious. Whenever something bad happens to us, rather than own up and realize that it may be something from Allah as a means of testing your faith or as a means of punishing you, we rather blame it on somebody else. Rather than own up to our own defects, our own problems, we rather blame, oh, something bad happened to me and it ain't my fault. Somebody gave the evil eye to me. That's a cop out. That really is a cop out. And so today what I want to do is speak about the evil eye. And one thing about the evil eye, it does exist, but not the way people make it out to be. We have from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he returned from Tabuk, delegations of people came to him from all over Arabia accepting Islam. And the Prophet guided them in everything spiritual, and also he answered many of their medical concerns. And one concern that the people had then that they still have today is, what should you do about the evil eye? The Arabic people were very competitive. And often, if a person was envied by others, if anything bad happened to him, he would blame it on the evil eye. He would say, somebody did bad to me because they were jealous of me. And so they would come to the Prophet seeking help from the evil eye. In fact, we have a hadith that shows that the evil eye really does exist. The Prophet said the influence of the evil eye is a fact. And if anything had proceeded the decree of Allah, it would have been that. So the evil eye does exist, but not to the extent that we make it out today, where everything is because of the evil eye. But anyway, the Prophet told the people what to do if you think that you were suffering from the evil eye. And this is what I tell people who come to my website. I get at least 4 times a month an email or a person asking me, Sister Layla, I think somebody's doing magic on me. I'm on fire. Remember, we had the question from Brother Ahmad, his relative. I'm burning up. I'm on fire. Somebody's doing magic on me. Well, the Prophet said, if you think that somebody is doing the evil on you, this is how you cure yourself from it, if you really are suffering from it. He said, if a person tells you to take a bath because they did magic on you, then take a bath. So if a person comes to you and say, hey, I gave you the evil eye, or I gave the evil eye to your daughter. If a person tells you that they did the evil eye on you, go take a bath. Does everybody understand that? We have a hadith where one of the companions was bathing because someone had said that they gave him the evil eye. They were jealous of his skin because he had beautiful skin. So he broke out in a rash, so he took a bath. Okay? So, if a person comes to you and tells you, oh, sister Amina, I did the evil eye on you, go take a bath, take a ghusl. Wash your face, wash your hands, your elbows, your knees, your feet. Wash yourself the same way you would if you were trying to purify yourself. Wash yourself from head to toe, like this picture, and go and just engulf yourself in water from head to toe. So that's what the prophet taught us. So if a person comes to you telling you they gave you the evil eye, and if they really gave it to you, go take a bath and it'll go away. We have a hadith where one of the companions said, the person who casts the evil eye is commanded to take a drinking vessel full of water, put the palm of his hand in it and rinse his mouth, then wash his face, then put his left hand in the vessel and pour it over his right knee, then put his right hand in and pour it over his left knee, then wash what is inside his garment. So in other words, just take a complete ghusl. And wash every part of your body if you believe. If somebody came to you and told you they gave you the evil eye. And we have to remember that the evil eye is of two types. A human can give it to you, or a jinn. Salama tells us that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw a slave girl in her house, and her face had a dark spot on it. And he recognized that it was because someone had did the evil eye to her. So he told her family, make incantation for her because she's been afflicted with it from a jinn. Okay, so again, you make dua, you ask Allah to remove it. And again, take a bath. We have to also understand all those hadiths that we read about taking a bath and all of that was before Allah sent down the last 3 or 4 surahs of the Quran. After Allah sent down the Falaq, the Nas, and the Ikhlas, the Prophet told the people, don't worry about the evil eye. Just recite those chapters of the Quran and you'll be protected. Because it's not actually the eye that affects the person, but instead the spirit. Does everybody understand that? Jealousy. Jealousy is an evil emotion that comes from our personal jinn. Remember, your personal jinn hovers around in your heart. He pushes you to become jealous of others, envious of others, to not want others to excel over you, to not want others to have better things than you. So you end up hating that person, wishing evil upon that person. So this is why the Prophet taught us to simply seek refuge from the evil through Allah. If you think that people are jealous of you, you think that people are envious of you, say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, recite the Falaq, recite the Nas, recite the Ikhlas, and then you don't have to ever worry about anybody doing hasad or the evil eye on you. And I know a lot of Arabs, because it's really common amongst Arabs. I know a lot of Muslims that say, don't say it out loud. Somebody might make hasad. I look at them and say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. I can say whatever I want out loud because nothing can harm you. Nothing can benefit you unless Allah, allows it. So again, we have to remember abrogations. Many of the hadiths that we read, some of them were abrogated. They were things the prophet told us to do in the beginning of Islam. But later on, he canceled them out. And again, when you come upon all those hadiths about taking a bath and stuff, yes, it's true. That's still true. If somebody comes to you and tells you, I did hasid on you, take a bath. And if it really was hasid, it'll go away. If it doesn't go away, it wasn't hasid. It's a rash. Go see a doctor. But as far as preventing it from happening, the prophet said nothing can harm you. Nothing can benefit you unless Allah allows it. So don't tell me not to speak out loud. I'll say whatever I want to say out loud. Shaitan has no power unless Allah gives it to him. And that's why the prophet taught us to say, I seek refuge with the perfect words of Allah from every devil, from every poisonous creature, and even from the envious ire. So recite that. If you're a person worried about somebody making hasid on you, or you're worried about the evil eye, recite that. Say whatever good you want to say. Oh, I think she's beautiful, and I seek refuge with the perfect words of Allah from every devil, every poisonous creature, and the affliction of every envious ire. That's what the prophet taught us to say. Again, we don't fear anything but Allah. I don't fear no jinn. You don't fear nothing but Allah. Because nothing will happen to you unless Allah allows it. Also, the prophet said, if you're a person worried about somebody making hasid, instead of saying, don't say it, oh, somebody might do hasid, instead say, I seek refuge with the perfect words of Allah, which neither a righteous man nor a profligate man may surpass from the evil of what he has created and brought forth, and from the evil of what comes from the heavens and what goes up to it, and from the evil of what he has brought here in the earth and what comes from it, and the evil of the trials of the night and the day, and from the night visitors, except a visitor who brings good. So don't ever tell another Muslim, don't say it, somebody might make hasid. That means you don't truly believe in Allah. Because if you believe in Allah, you know that nothing can harm you unless Allah allows it. Does everybody understand that? And this is a big problem, especially with Arabic people. Because Arabic people are very superstitious. If you live in an Arabic country, you hear people say it all the time. He make hasid on me. He making no. Oh, only if Allah allows it. If you're afraid of it, do what the prophet said and say these supplications. Also, another supplication. The prophet used to say, I seek refuge with the perfect words of Allah and from his anger and his punishment and from the evil of his slaves and from the evil suggestions of the devils and their coming to me. So I ain't worried about nobody making hasid on me. Can't nobody make hasid on me unless Allah allows it. If that ain't good enough, say, oh Allah, I seek refuge in your noble countenance and your perfect words from the evil of what you can grab by its forelock. Oh Allah, you remove sin. Oh Allah, your troops are not routed, nor is your promise broken. Glory be to you. So again, these are all supplications that our prophet taught us to say if you're so concerned with people making hasid on you. Because again, Arabs are very superstitious people, and they still are. And the people would come to the prophet asking and blaming everything in their life on hasid. So he told them, look, you worried about this? Then just recite these words. And then right before he died, he told the people, I used to worry about people doing evil to me. I used to worry about people doing magic on me. I used to worry, in other words, about hasid on me. Until Allah sent down, Kul hu Allahu ahad, And qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq and qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. He said, I don't worry about that no more. I simply recite them every day, and I don't worry about hasid because Allah is the one in control. Do you guys understand that? Also, ayat al-Kursi, the verse of the throne, protects from that. So I don't want to hear any of my students. Don't say that you are a student of Layla Nashiba and go around telling people that you think somebody did hasid on you, or you afraid that if you say something too loud, somebody's going to make hasid, because you're not my student. My students know that nothing can harm them unless Allah allows it. My student knows to recite the Falak, the Nas, and Ikhlas every day when they in their prayers, and they're protected from all of that. My students are not superstitious. Superstition comes from Shaitan, not Allah. Everybody got that? Also, a lot of people come to me and they say, Sister Layla, I think that somebody might do evil eye to me. Then again, just say, oh, Allah bless him. The same way I handled Brother Ahmad when he came to me about his grandmother. She's going through hot flashes. She thinks somebody's giving her the evil eye. When you hear you say, oh Allah, like I did, I said, oh Allah, bless Ahmad's grandmother. Take away her pain. And I told her, go see a doctor, because it's hot flashes. Because every woman at that age, we all go through those burning up like we on fire. And then we got a lot of other Muslims that say, well, what about this? I am so afraid that if a person compliments my children, they might be jealous and they might do the evil eye to my children. And then you got some ignorant Muslims, if I go to you and say, oh, what a beautiful daughter you have, they get angry. Astaghfirullah, you made hasid on my daughter. No, I didn't make hasid on your daughter by saying she's beautiful. The Prophet taught us that if a person compliments you and you're afraid that that person may be making hasid, then you say, MashaAllah. I don't say MashaAllah. You say it, because you're the one that thinks I'm doing hasid on you. Does everybody understand that? And that's why Urwa, who was the nephew of Aisha, whenever Urwa saw something he liked, or someone complimented him on something, he would say, MashaAllah. That's why we say MashaAllah a lot. MashaAllah repels hasid, or the evil eye. So if I come to you and say, Brother Tarek, you have a beautiful wife, don't look at me and say, oh, astaghfirullah, you didn't say MashaAllah, so you made hasid on my wife. No, if you think I'm making hasid, you say MashaAllah. I don't have to say it, because I'm not making hasid on her. All I'm doing is giving you a compliment. Does everybody understand that? Or if you have something that you like Urwa. Urwa loved his gardens, but he knew that there were a lot of jealous Arabs around him. He would always say MashaAllah, because it repelled any hasid. So again, this is what Islam teaches us about evil and the evil eye and people doing magic. Yes, magic does exist. Yes, evil does exist. But I want you guys to understand, you ain't important enough. Okay? If you're so worried about somebody harming you with magic or the evil eye, recite the Falak and the Nas every day. To recite the Falak, the Nas, and Ikhlas, and then you don't, they will protect you from any of that. And if you think that you're sick because somebody calls it to you, you're having hot flashes because somebody gave you the evil eye, go take a bath. And if it really is the evil eye, your hot flash will go away. If it doesn't go away, go see a doctor, because 9 times out of 10, you're sick with something. Does everybody understand that? And again, don't ever tell people, don't say it out loud. Somebody might make hassle. I believe La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. I don't believe Shaitan has no power over me. You're denying your shahada. When you tell people don't say it out loud because somebody might make hassle, you have invalidated your shahada, and you need to re-say it. Because you're saying that somebody out there other than Allah can harm you. Can't nobody do nothing to you unless Allah allows it. Stop invalidating your shahada. Remember the Prophet, he said every nation of people has their pagans. The pagans of our nation are those people who deny the decree of Allah. If you think that some human being got the power to harm you or your child due to their jealousy, then you're one of the pagans of this nation. You're denying that no one can touch you unless Allah allows it. And I mean that. I've witnessed it. I told you guys many stories about my job. I'll never forget, just 3 years ago, some of the crazy people at my job who hated me, they tried to get a client to attack me. Every time that client came close to me, she'd fall down. She'd get up, come at me, fall down. And I knew it was the angels of Allah, because I already made dua. Before I entered into my place of employment, I made dua, reciting the Falak, the Nasi class, asking Allah and the verse of the throne, asking Allah to protect me. And as soon as I came through that door, she come to me and fall down. She didn't touch me. The people were like, what's going on? It was like a bubble. She couldn't touch me. Those were the wings of the angels assigned to the front of me, protecting me. So every time she tried to come to me to try to grab me, she'd reach her hand out and fall. It was funny. It went on for 3 minutes. And then finally, I looked at the client and I said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. She got up off that floor. I said, turn around and go to your bedroom now. She got up and walked right to her room, got in her chair, and then looked and said, Layla, come sit with me. And everybody in my job was shocked. I said, she's a jinn. Her jinn had her. But I just repelled her jinn with the words of Allah. So I'm telling you, don't ever tell somebody, oh, they're gonna make hasad on me. You're denying La ilaha illallah. Allah is your protector and mine. Each and every one of us, we have 2 angels assigned to the front of us. And there are 2 angels assigned to the back of you. Those angels are there to protect you from anything that was not written to happen to you. That's why 2 people can get in a car accident. One person dies, the other one walks away without no scratches. His angels protected him because it was not meant for him to go yet. So again, if you believe in Allah, prove it. Prove it in your actions. On that note, we'll stop right here for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, inshallah, you can type them on the screen. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta.